Okay, what we're going to look at here is solving systems of equations, word problems, in a little bit more detail. So we'll go through one question in a little bit more detail. So the issue here with the word problems is breaking the word problems down into pieces. So let's just look at one person at a time. Here we have Justine. Let's make that just a little bigger, like this. And here we have Justine. And what it says about Justine is Justine can embroider 2 shirts per hour. Embroider means sew. So that means Justine can sew 2 shirts per hour. All right? And then let's see what else we can find about Justine. It says Justine has already completed 20 shirts. Okay, so that's all the information we have about Justine. So Justine will be represented in green. So here, where it says Justine has completed 20 shirts, we know that Justine is going to start with 20 shirts because she's already completed 20 shirts. Okay, now comes the how much she can do per hour. It says Justine can embroider 2 shirts per hour. So what we could do is just go step by step and say in every hour she would do 2 shirts. So there would be a dot there. Let's turn this on here. 1 dot there. And then after 2 hours she would do 4 shirts. After 3 hours she would do 6 shirts. 4 hours, 8 shirts. And 5 hours, 10 shirts. Okay, so that's if you go step by step. But you can see the dots that are in the middle here, sort of in this area. The graph or the grid lines don't really go one by one, so it's hard for us to line them up. So one suggestion that I have is to look at the grid line. So let's say we know this grid line is 5. How many can she do per hour? Justine can do 2 shirts per hour. So 5 times 2 is 10. So that means from the original point, we go up 10 shirts, and then from there we go over to 5. And that's the exact same answer as we get going dot by dot. It just gives it to us in a way that we can see exactly where the line falls by using the grid lines. Okay, let's try the same thing but with the other character in our story. The other character in our story is Catherine. So let's take a look at Catherine. And it says Catherine can get through 3 shirts an hour, and Catherine has completed 10 shirts. So we know Catherine has started with 10 shirts, okay? And it says she can do 3 per hour. We could go step by step, but instead, let's take a look at 10 hours. So if she was sewing for 10 hours, how many more shirts could she do? 10 hours times 3 shirts is 30 shirts. So we add 30 on to the starting amount. 30 plus 10 is 40. So she could do 40 shirts at 10 hours. And so now what we can do is connect those 2 dots. $40 shirts at 10 hours. Okay? If we were to, I'm going to extend this black line a little bit so we can see where they cross. And you can see that if we look at where the lines cross, the solution is also here at 10 hours and 40 shirts. So they can both do 40 shirts in 10 hours.